According to a draft Pentagon report obtained by Reuters, China has likely loaded more than 100 intercontinental ballistic missiles into its newest missile silo fields, marking a major acceleration in Beijing's nuclear expansion. These silos are located near China's northern border with Mongolia and represent the latest phase of a rapid modernization program that U.S. defense officials say is unmatched by any other nuclear-armed nation. The report states that China is expanding and modernizing its nuclear arsenal faster than any country in the world, both in terms of missile numbers and delivery systems. While the Pentagon had previously acknowledged the existence of these silo fields, this is the first time U.S. officials have assessed how many missiles may already be operational inside them. The missiles are believed to be solid-fueled DF-31 intercontinental ballistic missiles capable of reaching targets across continents. Despite growing international concern, the report concludes that Beijing shows no interest in participating in arms control talks with the United States or Russia. Pentagon officials say they see no appetite from China for pursuing confidence-building measures or broader nuclear arms reduction discussions. This comes at a time when global nuclear stability is already under strain, especially with existing arms control frameworks nearing collapse. China has rejected Western assessments of its military buildup, accusing the United States of attempting to smear and mislead the international community. Beijing maintains that its nuclear strategy is defensive in nature and reiterates its long-standing no-first-use policy. However, U.S. analysts argue that the scale and speed of China's expansion tell a different story. The report estimates that China's nuclear warhead stockpile stood in the low 600s in 2024, reflecting a slightly slower pace of warhead production compared to previous years. Even so, the Pentagon warns that China remains firmly on track to surpass 1,000 nuclear warheads by 2030. If this projection holds true, China would become the third nuclear superpower with a stockpile comparable in size to those of the United States and Russia. The report also arrives at a critical moment for global arms control. The New START Treaty, signed in 2010, is set to expire in less than 2 months. This treaty is the last remaining agreement limiting U.S. and Russian strategic nuclear weapons, capping deployed warheads at 1,550. While the treaty was extended once in 2021, it cannot be formally extended again under its current terms. Many experts fear that its expiration could trigger a three-way nuclear arms race involving the United States, Russia, and China. Former U.S. presidents, including Joe Biden and Donald Trump during his first term, attempted to bring China into trilateral arms control talks, but those efforts failed. More recently, Trump has suggested he may pursue a new denuclearization plan involving both China and Russia, while also expressing interest in resuming U.S. nuclear weapons testing. What form that would take remains unclear. Beyond nuclear forces, the Pentagon report paints a broader picture of China's growing military ambitions. It states that Beijing expects to be capable of fighting and winning a war over Taiwan by the end of 2027. China views Taiwan as its own territory and has never ruled out the use of force to achieve reunification. According to the report, Chinese military planners are refining multiple options to seize the island, including large-scale missile and airstrikes. One particularly concerning assessment notes that China could conduct long-range strikes between 1,500 and 2,000 nautical miles from its mainland. In sufficient numbers, such strikes could seriously disrupt U.S. military presence and operations across the Asia-Pacific region, potentially altering the balance of power in any future conflict. The report also highlights internal challenges within China's military establishment. President Xi Jinping has launched sweeping anti-corruption purges, with the People's Liberation Army emerging as one of the primary targets. While these purges may temporarily impact readiness, the Pentagon believes they could ultimately strengthen the PLA by eliminating inefficiencies and consolidating control. China's major state-owned defense companies have already felt the impact. Revenues fell last year as corruption investigations slowed procurement and arms contracts despite decades of steadily rising defense budgets. Over the past 18 months, at least 26 senior executives and former managers in China's arms industry have been investigated or removed, with probes expanding from missile procurement to nuclear and shipbuilding sectors. Experts warned that the combination of rapid nuclear expansion, weakening arms control frameworks, and rising geopolitical tensions could create a far more dangerous global security environment. As one arms control advocate put it, more nuclear weapons and less diplomacy will not make any nation safer, whether China, Russia, or the United States. For mighty military, this development signals a pivotal shift in global strategic balance, one that could define the next decade of great power rivalry and reshape the future of nuclear deterrence.